What's going on, family? It's your man, the Vegan Trainer, here once again. And today, I want to answer a question about keto diet. Into this keto diet. So, a lot of people are in the mind frame or in the space of saying or thinking that a keto diet is a meat-based diet. You know, you have to eat bacon and you have to eat a lot of animal fat and eggs, and you have to eat all of this lard and butter and ghee. And you know, people think that keto literally means meat, or keto means animal consumption, and that's not true. For most of you all who just need a simple baseline answer, keto or a ketogenic diet is simply a diet that is high in fat, low in carbohydrates, and restricts or lowers insulin. That's pretty much it. It's a high fat diet. And the reason why I say this is because I actually posted a really helpful chart on my Instagram that was showing you a lot of foods. I think it was 9 foods that you can eat on a vegan or plant-based ketogenic diet. And for the most part, you can keep these foods raw. These foods can be raw, so you can be a raw vegan and still be keto. All right. Now, what is keto though? Like, what is a ketone? Why do I need it? Why should I even care about it? What does it do? Well, ketone is basically a byproduct of fat being burned. So if you are burning fat, you are producing ketones. All right. They don't go one without the other. So if you're burning fat, yes, you are producing ketones. Not only that, a lot of studies have been showing, and this is fairly new, so I don't want to make the claim that it is, but a lot of studies have been showing that ketones are a more preferred fuel than glucose for the body. I'm not sure how much that'll hold up in science because, like I said, it's fairly new, and I don't like to play with anything new. All right. But I can say this, ketones are produced when you fast. So all of my people who fast out there, especially if you go more than 24 hours, you are producing ketones. So that feeling of euphoria you get, or that extra energy, that extra, a lot of you say, oh, I feel so, you know, my cognitive ability is raising. Well, those are ketones, okay? So although the studies, because I know everybody likes to play on these studies. What are your studies saying? Well, this study, no. What is your body telling you? Do you feel good when you fast? Do you feel that euphoric feeling when you fast? If so, then maybe your body does like ketones or prefer ketones more. So what a ketogenic diet is what I would consider, or what a lot of people call, a fasting mimicking diet. So if you're mimicking fasting, that means you're still eating, you're just mimicking the benefits or some of the things that happen when you fast, and ketones are one of them. So you would restrict carbohydrates and still keep the insulin low enough to produce those ketones like you do when you fast. So that's where that whole thing comes from, okay? I hope I'm not losing you. Now, what or why should you do a ketogenic diet? One, if you are a big fan of fasting, I think it goes hand in hand. So when you come off a fast, maybe getting into a higher fat diet when you start eating is much better than going right back into carbohydrates. And I personally made this mistake, okay? I'm pointing the finger at myself with this one, because if you go back and look at a lot of my videos, I would break my fast with fruit, which is not bad. I don't want to make this seem like it's a bad thing. However, most of us, you are probably watching me because you want to lose fat, right? Or you want to be in some type of shape. You're vegan, you know, you're interested in losing fat, or you're interested in getting, you know, some muscle, or some reason you're following me aesthetic wise for some reason. So if you're trying to get the most out of your diet with losing fat, coming out of a fast and then eating carbohydrates is not the best way to do it, especially if you're doing grains. And I've done that too. I've done everything, and I've tested this stuff out to see how I feel and to see what happens, to see if it works for some people and if it doesn't. And honestly, throughout all of my clients, it does not work for any of us. You will hold on to a lot of those carbohydrates by way of muscle glycogen. Okay, so that's one of the biggest reasons why you would want to try the ketogenic diet or somewhere close. Okay, I usually like to cycle it out, so you don't have to go full on, you know, ketogenic for the rest of your life. I eat high carbs sometimes during the week, maybe twice a week. I eat low carbs the rest of the week, or fast pretty much every day. So it's about diet variation. That's what I'm about. So I don't want you to think that I'm all the way over here or I'm all the way over here. I like to be right in the middle so I can look my best, I can lean out, and I can feel my best. And that's what I'm trying to help you do. So reason number 2 why you would more than likely want to go on a ketogenic diet is because you're trying to cut down on the insulin. Many of us are insulin resistant, and this is why, and I'm gonna make a video on this, this is why a lot of people, I hate to say it, but a lot of people come over to the vegan lifestyle and they ask me, I get the questions, they ask me, why are there so many fat people that are vegans? Why are they still fat? And I think, for one, that's very insensitive, and I don't want anybody to think that's how I feel. I just want you to know that's a question I get a lot. And my answer to that is, when most of us are coming over from a standard American diet or a processed junk food diet, a lot of us are already insulin resistant. And what that means is basically, if you are insulin resistant, you're not going to deal well with a lot of carbohydrates. And guess what a vegan diet usually is? A lot of carbohydrates. So if you don't know what you're doing and you first come over to the vegan lifestyle, you go to your favorite vegan restaurant, you go to somewhere and pick up a vegan cookbook, and guess what? They're not doing high fat. All of the vegan things I've seen are doing high carbohydrate. So this insulin resistant person who comes from a standard American diet is now eating a pretty much predominantly carbohydrate diet. Although it's vegan, it's predominantly carbohydrate driven, and it's not the natural foods that are messing you up anymore. The bad standard American diet messes you up, but because you're messed up, the body doesn't care. Carb is a carb. You eat this plant-based diet, you can lose a little weight, but guess what? Most people don't, all right, because they're insulin resistant. So they may lose a little bit, and then they kind of get stuck in this area. I lost the initial 10 pounds, 20 pounds. Now, I get it. That's usually a lot of water though, and maybe a little muscle glycogen, maybe not, and inflammation. But outside of that, a lot of times it takes doing a little something different, okay? So maybe more higher fiber foods, things like that. But long story short, this is what's going on. So you're seeing a lot of fat vegans because a lot of them are usually, or a lot of us, because I was one of those, a lot of us are insulin resistant. So we probably should go on a lower carbohydrate diet, at least to get rid of the insulin resistance. And then maybe we can slowly reverse diet our way back up. Reverse diet basically means you just add carbohydrates back in slowly, maybe 20 grams a week, something like that, until you get to the place you want to be. The body won't get shocked and gain too much fat from doing that. So that's it. And reason number 3 why you want to do a ketogenic diet, or at least explore it, is the simple fact that, look at my skin. I don't have anything on, all right? That's all me. And it's because of the high fats. The skin benefits and really just the anti-inflammatory benefits that come from a ketogenic diet are crazy. I love it, okay? And once again, I'm not full-blown ketogenic. I cycle in and out. So I don't want you to think that I'm against carbohydrates. However, I do a lot of carbohydrates a couple days a week, and then I do a lot of ketogenic days. You know, I produce a lot of ketones throughout the week. So this recovering fat boy, because for those of you who don't know, I used to be 300 pounds. This recovering fat boy feels much better with only maybe 1 or 2 high carbohydrate diets. Every other day needs to be low. It takes away my inflammation, so now my skin is super clear. Now it gets clear on the plant-based diet regardless, but on the high fats, because they have those oils and everything, my skin is flourishing. I mean, seriously, look at that. All right, I'm feeling myself, I'm not gonna lie. But yes, the skin gets a lot better. I love the look. The inflammation in my knees got even better on a plant-based high-fat diet. So plant-based period, I feel great. I'm not negating that. However, I will say I felt even better on a higher fat diet. Like I said in earlier videos, my diet is mostly raw, even as a ketogenic approach is being implemented, Why or how is that? Because I eat a lot of olives, I eat a lot of walnuts, I eat a lot of almonds, I eat a lot of pumpkin seeds, I eat a lot of hemp seeds, I eat a lot of raw vegan foods. So raw vegan or not, you can still do this, okay? Now, the only time I cook my food, and that's why I say mostly raw, because the only time I cook my food is when I eat broccoli, or sometimes I'll have some, maybe asparagus. I'm not the biggest fan of asparagus, but I'll eat some asparagus, or I'll eat Brussels sprouts, are some of my favorites. So I cook those vegetables. But outside of that, I'm raw, baby. I'm all raw. And honestly, I always tell people I would suggest that you stay raw with this, or as raw as possible with this plan, because fats don't need to be heated. That's when you go wrong. When you're heating up your fats, that is where sometimes you can kind of get like in a gray area. But avocados, I keep them raw. I blend them up, make a good guacamole, some type of high fat treat, because I love avocado. But my walnuts, my pumpkin seeds, my hemp seeds, all of that stuff, I soak them. I may throw them in a blender, and I just, put some coconut milk in there with a little, a little cacao powder or something, or cocoa powder, depending on tomato. But depending on which one you like, if you like it chocolate or if you like it vanilla, you can throw some vanilla bean in there and you blend that up. You got a lot of high fat foods, high fat raw foods in a blender you can just drink. So that is my suggestion. That is the video for today on what a ketogenic diet is and how you should go about doing it. I hope this video has helped. Once again, if you need any further help, you can comment below. If you want a plan made for you to where we can do this whole ketogenic approach and I can, make your fitness programs around that, hit the link below. I will have a link down there to, so you can apply for my coaching. I do a full coaching program and most of my clients are loving this ketogenic approach. Some of them still want to do the carbohydrate plan because that's all we know. And that's okay. I can make it either way. So if this is you though, click that link below. Coaching program will be available for the next few weeks. Like I said, I'd like to keep a cap on it, but right now I got room, so go ahead and hit that link. Outside of that, I want you to know that you too have the right to eat yourself to death or to life. So choice is yours. Once again, I'd like to thank you for coming to hang out with me. Until next time, I'm out.